Before we get into this story, make sure to hit subscribe if you're tired of the same filtered takes and want raw, honest rugby breakdowns that no one else dares to touch. Now, let's talk about how the former All Blacks coach turned Wallabies boss just exposed something that no one in New Zealand has had the guts to say out loud. New Zealand rugby is in the middle of one of its biggest tactical debates in years. At the heart of it, Ardie Savea, the superstar, the workhorse, the heart of the All Blacks. But is he being used the right way? Or are we wasting his prime out of sheer pride? Joe Schmidt's recent comments weren't loud, but they were sharp. They cut through the noise and pointed to a deeper problem that's been quietly brewing beneath the surface of the All Blacks setup. When Joe Schmidt appeared on the breakdown, the questions seemed harmless at first, but his answers, not so much. Asked whether Ardie Savea's exact position really mattered, Schmidt smiled and said it didn't, that it was all about balance. But that calm response, it wasn't just coach speak, it was a carefully worded critique. Behind his words was a real challenge. Are we picking Ardie to fit a system, or are we building a system around Ardie? Because what Schmidt was really saying is that the All Blacks might be improvising, not optimizing, and that's a dangerous game to play when you're relying on your most dynamic player to hold everything together. Joe Schmidt knows Ardie better than most. He coached him in 2022 and 2023, and when he talks about Savea, he doesn't just mention stats, he talks about presence. Ardie is devastating off the back of the scrum. He's destructive as a defender, and according to Schmidt, people completely underestimate his value in the lineout. He's quick, explosive, and there's not a lot he can't do. But here's the twist, that very versatility might be the problem. When a player can do everything, teams start asking him to do too much, and instead of mastering one role, he becomes the glue that patches over everyone else's issues. It's praise, but it's also a warning, because when you start needing a player to be everywhere, it might mean your system is falling apart. Schmidt went even deeper, not into Ardie's skills, but into his soul. He's not a massive talker, Schmidt said. He's just a fantastic doer. And that sentence speaks volumes. Because while others lead with speeches, Ardie leads with actions. His attitude to improvement, his relentless work ethic, and his ability to raise the standard without ever demanding it. That's rare. And in a team searching for identity, Ardie isn't just a weapon. He's the identity. He's the one holding the emotional and tactical weight of the team on his shoulders. But how long can one man keep doing that without the system catching up to him? And it's not just Schmidt sounding the alarm. Even New Zealand legends are speaking up, though in a different tone. After Ardie's performance against the Blues, Jeff Wilson called it inspirational, saying he's never seen a player drag a team to a level they didn't even think they could reach. And Mills Muliaina, he took it further. That was probably the best all-around performance I've ever seen in Super Rugby. Big words. But they point to a bigger concern. If this guy is playing that well, and the system still isn't sure where he fits, then maybe the problem isn't Ardie, maybe it's the strategy. So now, the real pressure shifts to new head coach Scott Robertson. Razor has charisma, vision, and a fresh approach. But here's the million-dollar question. Will he finally build a structure that lets Ardie be Ardie? Or will he fall into the same tactical hesitation that's plagued the team for years? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If Ardie Savea had been born in Ireland, France, or even Australia, they'd have built the entire forward pack around him. In New Zealand, we keep trying to fit him into a jersey number. And in doing so, we might be wasting the best years of a once-in-a-generation talent. And here's what stings the most. It took the Wallabies coach to finally say what no one inside the New Zealand system has dared to admit. Joe Schmidt didn't name names. He didn't rant. But his message was clear. If you have a Ferrari, stop driving it like a tractor. Now we want to hear from you. Is Ardie being misused? Or is the All Black system just evolving slower than the players inside it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Kiwi Rugby Updates, because we bring you the bold takes that others are too afraid to say out loud.